Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
Great to see you again. Thank you for joining us here. I know you're not actually here at the moment because of course we're pre-recording this, but it feels like you're here at the other end. It feels like you're there.
For your presence.
Thank you for being with us in spirit. So today, Dan and I want to talk about a house which I have to say I hadn't heard anything of until a few weeks back when we did a video with Chris and Camille.
Yeah, I mean,
making a sting.
I was aware of the house. I had watched Mr. Oz, his channel. I had watched his reviews because I think he's got quite similar taste to us, and so I was kind of aware of the house, and they were kind of on the radar. And when we did this video with Chris and Camille from Making a Stink, they sent us a load of samples, including a couple from Motif Olfactif, and I was so pleased that they were as good as I hoped they were going to be.
Yeah, that's always nice, isn't it? When something turns out to be what you'd expect.
Absolutely, yeah,
and more sometimes.
So, Motif Olfactif, we bought some samples.
They're all lined up here on the audience.
They're all lined up here. So Oswald Paré, he, Mr. Oz, of the channel Mr. Oz, self-taught perfumer. He, maybe worth mentioning, he grew up in Burkina Faso, and there's a slight influence of some of his olfactory memories from growing up there, particularly from de Toma Zouma, which is one of the ones we tried with Chris and me, is inspired by his childhood olfactory memories. Right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 samples to get through.
Perfect.
And these fragrances are all 50ml. They're all priced differently based on the ingredients, which are really, it's just a really
it's
good
really
find.
Honest, isn't
Lots
it?
of them are different concentrations and they are different pricings, which shows he's really kind of thought about what works as an X-ray, what works as an EVP, and the price is reflected.
You've got to appreciate that.
Which is really enjoyable. I think I'm interested to see what you think about them. I've had them for a little while. I've tested them all a little bit on skin. There's quite a lot. There's a lot to love here. Some really unique fragrances. Very almost uniformly happy collection.
That's nice.
There are some very happy making fragrances here, and some very original fragrances. I didn't love them all. I would just say.
But that's fine. I mean, you don't have to. That's the beauty of this.
The one I was most excited about, I was a little bit disappointed by, but
and who I may turn out loving it.
You might completely agree. So
this is the beauty, guys, of this hobby.
Yeah, this is Voile D'encens, Flight of Incense. We're going to start with $140 for 50ml, and this is an extra one. 28.
So very reasonable on the
absolutely. I mean,
factor there.
The
concentration. Thank you. Oh yeah. Very good. Yeah.
This is one I really enjoyed. So you expect incense, but I feel from the very first spray you get a huge amount of roundness and depth.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
bright, sparkling incense, but you get this round, rich wood. I don't even need to put it to my nose. It's really filled the space.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good.
It's so good, isn't it?
It feels like opulent in a way that incense fragrances often are not.
So when I tried these all, I didn't read any of the notes initially. So I will talk you through my because I then read the notes and I was a bit surprised. So I think you get this bright incensey LME, and LME has got that kind of citrusy, incensey, woody kind of thing, which goes so well. It was a top note. And from the outset you get a great balance of brightness and darkness, and I think lots of these fragrances have that balance of light and dark, this kind of chiaroscuro, which
it's important.
It's so important. And I think it's one of my favourite things in fragrance.
Yeah,
brightness and darkness. It wasn't until I read the notes list that top bright note is rhubarb. But when you say rhubarb, I think you can then.
I can picture it. I wouldn't be first of my list of things at all.
I wouldn't have picked it out. I thought it was just the LME which was giving that kind of that bright citrusiness.
I'll tell you what, it's the power of imagination, isn't it? Because now, the more I think of it, the more I can picture it.
Well, I think as soon as you read it, or as soon as I tell you it, you automatically get this rhubarb.
I get a little bit of cinnamony clove in there as well.
A hint of kind of spice. I just think generally throughout this fragrance, the nuances of incense, spice, and wood are handled so well.
Yeah, it's very charming. Normally, I find incense-based things a bit cold and a bit. I don't quite get them.
Well, I think
there needs to be the warmth behind it.
This isn't a kind of aldehydic aroma chemical incense. It's more of a natural incense with quite LME dominant at the top.
I get some sort of pencil shaving, some Virginia cedar or something.
Yeah.
There's something quite lean going through it, like almost like a medicinal something. I don't know.
It could be woodiness, could be like the kind of incensiness.
Is there any juniper going on there?
I don't know. There may be. I didn't. In the I don't know if we'll
very
get
good.
Far, but in the after this top, you start to get a little bit of rose, and then also you get a pear note, which he uses again. He uses in Mon Oasis. I think it's the other one. He uses this pear note.
I don't like pear, but I think
I always think. See, a pear. I always think I don't like. I like it in
crumble.
No. I can't remember what's that fragrance, which is by Alfred that I own.
Song of Everlasting Sorrow.
Yes, which is also a pear and incense.
That works great.
Yeah,
that's
this
beautiful.
is not quite the same feel, but it seems to it seems to segue. Well, you might not get on the card but you might get it. But it seems to segue well from that kind of slightly citrusy, incensey top.
That's good.
The middle.
If it's nice and sweet.
I think you're starting to get it. Are you starting to get it?
Not quite yet.
It kind of rounds out the middle a little bit. But I think what I get towards actually all the way through it is providing the kind of richness is oak wood, which I was talking to you about oak wood earlier, which is quite kind of earthy wood, but has quite a lot of booziness to it. Do you get just a slight round booziness?
I'm getting a little hints of something like a little single malt or something quite sticky actually.
Yeah, sticky, rich, round. I mean, I found
or a quite small volume of liqueur that you might have.
On skin, I found this as actually much better than it's on card.
Really,
I really enjoyed this on skin. I found, and it was a long journey as well. It lasted a long time, and I got this kind of oak woody, rich, thick, boozy, woody dry down, which lasted really well.
I think, I can see what you mean. I think, especially things like this, where the top is quite so bright and invigorating and herbaceous with the little wisps of spice. I think you need them on skin because it's what underpins it that makes the contrast, like you said. If you don't have the underpinning, and you never really get the underpinning on the card.
No, but it's. I mean, I
do really like that a lot.
A few years ago, I was really into your kind of incense, a la Mark Buxton or Bertrand Duchefort.
Yeah.
Slightly synthetic, with some aldehydes to give it some sparkle. Then I've kind of gone off it, and this is a more natural incense.
Yeah.
But I really and I love.
You need to smell that lovely Mandarava again.
Yeah.
Or Manishtana, is it Manishtana?
Prin Lomras does do a very good incense. But
this is really beautiful.
I just loved wearing it. I really liked wearing it. So
next time?
This is the one we've smelt before, which is the Toma Zouma. I'll read the description about it. Good hearty spray. We have smelt this one before. So this is nostalgic for childhood memories, a journey to matriarch land, venturing out of the city and the village, met with the feeling of joy and free of care, mornings filled with warm smell of coffee, elders sharing stories and passing along sweet treats. Nostalgia, isn't it bittersweet? Longing for what was being pushing forward in what is. Navigating life fueled by the sweet moments from the past, a gifted heritage never forgotten.
Nice.
And this is the one we tried with Christmas with me. This is so uplifting.
Really
this
good.
is a cardamom coffee. So he is obviously recounting his experience from Burkina Faso. When I smell cardamom coffee, I'm instantly transported to the Middle East, where I spent a little bit of time there, and it's such a distinctive smell.
It's very thick. It kind of coats your teeth, doesn't it? It's really good
but
stuff.
it's in the morning. You smell that cardamom coffee in the air, and this is.
I'm getting a little bit of like oily orange as well.
Yeah, quite possibly. Nutmeg as well. Do you get nutmeg? I mean, this is
dangerous in cooking if you have too much nutmeg, by the way.
Is it?
You can hallucinate, apparently. Just be careful if you put that in a spaghetti bolognese. I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
Seriously, check it out.
Good.
It's not the same in this. This is not.
But nutmeg. This, Intoxicated
it's really good.
by Killian.
Oh, yeah,
It was a fragrance which I bought ages ago because I really loved cardamom coffee. But this is just done. It's so much more. It smells natural, which is such a silly thing to say.
Intoxicated is a bit of a beast by comparison, isn't it? And it has this big like Mugler Armen vibe to it, the slightly rough edges. But I do like that a lot as well. But this feels like a very elegant comparison.
This has got so much more smile to it. Do you know?
Yeah,
do you
absolutely,
not think?
absolutely.
And it feels kind of. It doesn't feel like it's trying to be brushing in your face. It feels uplifting and it feels happy.
It's really good. It's really, really good. If you wrote down cardamom coffee on paper, I would say not really my thing. But I smell this. I love it.
It's so happy. And what you're not getting the experience of wearing it. It's so uplifting. As I say, lots of these fragrances brought a smile to my face, and this is one where I've loved wearing it.
That's really beautiful.
It's good.
That's really beautiful.
It's really.
What's it called again?
That is called De Toma à Zouma.
I need to write some of these down.
Well, I've written them down.
You have?
Yeah. Nectar Boisé, so that's woody.
So I'm imagining this.
What?
I mean,
are you imagining what it smells like?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sort of running through. I'll be interested to see if this confirms or denies.
Great sprayers. Why is it the industry standard sprayers are so rubbish? It makes such a difference. These ones are good.
The performance of a perfume, it really depends on that oxygenation, doesn't it? Oh, that's really nice.
You get this kind of like really fruity, almost stewed fruity. But it's a really realistic fruit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a note that is often just done in an appallingly sickly way that I hate, and I find this really pleasing.
Fruity notes are so easy to get wrong, and this is really.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that in the same way that I really like Turkish leather. It's got this kind of teeny bopper bubblegum vibe. It's kind of fun. But with a lot of stuff behind it.
Yeah, I get because I get a kind of candied fruit. Feel. As well as zesty, and also I get stewed fruit. It's just a really great fruity.
I like imagine putting my nose into a jar of Percy Pigs. Just really silly, but it's got that beautiful, pleasing smell about it.
Percy Pigs are a vegan British sweet.
Oh, in case you don't know, but they're made from bits of real pig, aren't they? No,
they're vegan, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are. What am I thinking of? There's another one that's not.
Bacon.
This
isn't what I mean. But
don't have lots of bacon in a packet.
It's so again
really beautiful.
It's got a smile.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely an uplifting, joyful celebration of fruity, bubblegummy.
And then soon I found that
effervescence.
This lovely fruit gets some galbanum, which has got like almost like a bitter apple feel. I always think that with galbanum. And then you might start to get on card. It's also got the cardamom, the last fragrance.
Oh really? I've not got that yet.
Well, and
that's interesting.
And actually, I feel once the cardamom kicks in, normally cardamom is right at the front, but here it's just behind the fruit. And I felt the cardamom goes all the way to the bottom on this one.
Oh, interesting.
It helps with that kind of freshness and lift.
It's really charming. It's really
charming. And then after that, the way you get to in the as it develops is this kind of labdanary, balsamy, ambery dry down, which is not overly sickly sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the cardamom which stops it being. It's not a sticky amber dry down. It is an amber.
Yeah,
dry
maybe
down,
it keeps it in check.
Sticky sweet, but really happy making fragrance.
Yeah, lovely.
Great one to wear like in the winter.
Yeah, often in the winter we wear things that are very dark and brooding, or big opulent sort of orientals and Chypres. This is actually fun. It's like a summer fragrance for winter.
This is $130 for 24% EDP. Nectar Boisé.
Yeah. What was that price again? Sorry, I wasn't concentrating.
It was $130, 50 ml.
Fantastic.
Good price, good reasonable price.
I really enjoy that.
I like that one. Right.
I think these are really, really well made.
They are. They're really thoughtfully made. So far, they all have personality.
Yeah, they really do.
Different to what we tried before. So, Murmure Chypré. So this is the one I was most excited to try. You know, if I see the word Chypre,
you already get the horn.
I get the slight horn. Yes. Okay. So this is $150. I think one of the most expensive. 33% X-ray. So let me read the description. Day has broken, and it has been a carefree spirit. Roaming through a deep meadow with a fresh breeze wafts the scent of leather. The horse's saddle was set to dry on the worn wood fence. Every sunrise is an invitation to be one with nature and the natural sense of the earth. So, this is a leathery Chypre.
I like it.
I do. Maybe I've kind of put you off. It is an attractive kind of slightly raunchy, slightly orosy leather.
Yeah, I think I got an association there that I can't describe, which is why I enjoyed it, because my first impression was one of a feeling inside of familiarity. So I think I've had a sort of nose-brain connection, and it's taken me somewhere that I've been at some point in my life. I can't put my finger on it.
For me, so my problem.
I've been to this place.
What I didn't like about this, so I found the leather in this was a kind of suede or saffrolini, slightly modern leather, more of a suedey, rubbery leather, which I felt slightly jarred with the description of these wooden, of these horse saddles, and also just jarred with what I was expecting from a Chypre.
Yeah, well, on that grounds as well, I think you're absolutely right. This doesn't. I wasn't thinking Chypre at all when I smelled this.
Chypre for me, you've got that base of oak moss, labdanum, and patchouli, but I would also then hope to have some brightness to contrast. With that base, and it's the bitterness, it's the contrast of bitter and a bitterness of oak moss with the sweetness of labdanum, and I just didn't get the contrast I would hope for, which is, I think a leathery Chypre, that's why I thought I love it.
That's your home territory. Yeah. I mean, on its own right, I really like it, because it's a different kind of leather than I know. And I think this is more, bearing in mind the description, this is more the kind of leather I would expect someone like Andy Tower to do, something a little bit modernistic, and
it's very different,
like a new leather. Yeah. But I love anything that smells like, rubber beach balls, PVC,
it's got
rubber
that
dinghies.
PVC rubber, yeah.
It's why I love Rian so much by Eldo, just because it's kind of weird, like bandages and TCP and weird things that you shouldn't enjoy the smell of.
I think you're right. You're being a bit more objective, whereas I think I was expecting horse saddles and Chypre. Yeah,
and that's fair enough.
That's not what I got.
No, but also, like we were saying at the beginning, a big part of it is the description, and your mind already starts making smells and doing things. So of course, I'm going into this blind, and if I was really excited about this being a Chypre, a leather Chypre, I would be disappointed, because it doesn't feel like that. On its own right, I find it very interesting.
It's still a very nicely put together, attractive leather.
Yeah, and not a hint of Tuscan leather or that sort of really uber masculine backseat of a Porsche.
I get a hint of that. I don't know if it's suede or saffroline, those kind of things, those modern leathers. I just get a hint of that modern leather, which makes me not think.
Yeah. Also, we should point out, I think it's worth mentioning here, like Dan is now doing a lot more real, sort of putting things together and experimenting with raw ingredients, aren't you? And playing with stuff. And I think your nose now is recognizing more some of the things that are going into these on a very objective basis. So I think I'm smelling an overall impression.
But then it's good to have.
I think your nose has a memory and it's.
But most people want
tuning
to.
in.
People do want to smell it.
No, but I think you've got the best of both worlds, because it means you can really get to grips
maybe
with
the two of us. The viewers have got the best of both worlds.
You've got the best.
Right.
You are our baby.
Yeah. Let's move on. So the next two
I like that.
are the two newest releases, and they are the Oudi ones, and just really reasonably priced. So the next one is $145. So it's only 15% EDP, but for a 50 ml artisanal oud fragrance, I think $145 is really reasonably priced. Great sprayer.
It really sort of is diffused, isn't it? Thank you.
We got a little punch of oud there from the outset, don't we?
Straight away.
It's just a little jab to the jaw.
That's really interesting. That's that really medicinal lean oud that I love.
It's there's just a little fierceness to it, isn't there?
I have to say, I really like it, but it's also really quite weird. It's quite strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But that's just going off literally the first few seconds.
This is definitely the kind of most bracing of the openings. It settles down very soon, and then I enjoy this. I start to get this. I've written here in my notes after 10 minutes, so I don't know how far we'll get there, but I got this ylang-ylangy kind of floral, slightly tropical leaning.
I'm starting to get that already.
Yeah.
It's sweetening up a bit now.
It is sweetening up.
That first few seconds were quite hard work there.
I quite like the punch. I quite like it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sort of a bum steer, isn't it? I thought it was going to go down a very strange route then, and it's actually already, it's becoming friendlier by the second.
And also, and I wrote down juicy cherry vibe. So I started to get that. And later, when I looked up the notes list, he's got this Rue Cuda, which I think is this kind of like rosy cherry thing. But that's the slightly punch of the oud has been rounded off and sweetened with a slightly kind of tropical ylang-ylangy floral feel. Yeah, it's
a slightly upside down fragrance, isn't it? I would have expected the florals to come and then the oud to be hovering somewhere else. It's very clever actually.
And then I found this kind of sweet floral kind of roundness was what most of the mid of this, so a couple of hours.
Yeah, I'm liking it more and more with every smell.
It's interesting, isn't it?
The first thing was wow, okay. Then it was not so much, and now it's beginning to really blossom.
This floral
like
sweetness
flowers.
Backed up by that oud was really nice on the skin.
That's actually going in a really nice direction. That's why I don't think that's ever happened to me before. That I've liked it, kind of hated it for a few seconds, then just started to warm up. It's very interesting.
It's interesting.
Oh yeah, more and more. It's quite addictive actually. It's quite hypnotic.
It's really nice. It's really enjoyable to wear. This balance of sweetness, and then towards the end you get this sweetness with this bitter woodiness.
Yeah,
the two really balancing each out.
I think that works really well. It's really good.
Yeah,
really good. Oh, isn't that funny? That's really made me think.
It's an interesting fragrance, isn't it?
It really is. I can't think of anything I smelled quite like this. Well, I mean, actually, to be honest, none of these I can't really think of anything.
Bags of personality.
They're all really different, yeah.
Should we have a look at the other? So the other
what's
oud.
the first one again? Sorry,
the first one was the Voile D'encens. Should we have a recap?
Yeah, I quite like that.
I love
It's really good.
I loved wearing this flight of incense. Do you see what I mean about like the oak woody, rich, boozy wood?
That's what's really beginning to become prominent now. A lot of incenses, I think, can disappear very quickly into a kind of ISO-y, super-y mess.
No, this isn't that ISO-y, super-y out here.
I'm getting a real kind of foodie vibe as well.
Yeah.
Like some, I don't know, some spicy sauce, some spicy tomato sauce with some smoked bacon rind or something.
Well, there's a rich earthiness which has almost got a meatiness to it.
Yeah.
But then smell the Toma Zouma. That's really...
That's I mean, that's still going really strong as well.
And...
Very, very good.
Nectar Boisé is we're still like in real like stewed, almost overripe fruit.
Yeah.
Having smelt it along those two woodies.
I'm missing my bubblegummy vibe that has gone quite quickly. But what's left is still really beautiful.
See, and then I don't know, I just feel when you pick up the Chypré Murmure Chypré, it's got this kind of quite just modern rubber leather.
It's a bit industrial. It's a little bit. It's a little bit like one of those fragrances that's not easy to wear.
Sérénade. That's this kind of oody, cherry.
That's gone in a really nice direction.
Interesting, isn't it? Right. So this is...
I love these. I think they're really, really good.
Moments.
Is that a song? Should be.
It can be if you would like it to be.
There used to be a song for Quality Street or Roses.
Magic moments.
That's it. I always used to enjoy the song.
Hearts are carried.
That's it. How do you know that song?
Well, because I grew up
eating roses.
Yeah. Right. So this
Roses,
is
Quality
Moments.
Street? Oh, that's yeah,
isn't it? So this is the booziest.
Yeah. That's like if you could put chocolate patchouli and booze together.
Yeah. It's not even boozy. It's just booze. I kind of got this rumminess.
Yeah. I'm getting a rum and white chocolate.
Kind of almost truffly, kind of.
Yeah.
Really, kind of almost rum and raisiny. Do you get that?
Yeah, there's something in that top that's familiar as well.
But there's just a slight snarl of oud as well, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely.
But I really get the impression of a barrel, an oak barrel, which is aged rum.
Yeah. Beautifully soaking up all of that.
Yeah, but still round and dark and rich.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good.
And there's no rough edges. I mean, we've not really smelt any rough edges at all, have we yet? It's really smooth and rich and round. Oh.
There's something really beautiful in there. There's something really addictive. It keeps me coming back. Oh.
I found as I wore this,
really
especially on skin, towards as it developed, I also got quite nice tobacco-y, chocolatey facets. Almost, I don't know if he's put a few cheeky little pyrazines in, just to give that kind of like nutty, burnt, sugary, chocolatey, tobacco-y. I really enjoy this.
That's really addictive. I'm getting a big dose of tobacco starting to poke its head through.
Yeah, like cherry tobacco.
Yeah.
This is a sexy fragrance.
It's really sexy.
I feel like there are lots of fragrances that have tried to do a similar thing, but this is...
I'm a big fan of that. That's the one I could wear as a signature, I think.
This is a good fireside cuddle up with your... It's nice, isn't it? It's good.
So that's really, really good. What's that called? Sérénade?
No, that's Moments. That's $145. It'd be nice if you did 30ml bottles. I always like a 30ml bottle.
Yeah, I think more and more I've got bottles and I'm just thinking they're sitting there doing funny things over the years.
Right.
I'm never going to get through most of my collection.
Got two more to smell.
I'm really a big fan of that.
It's good, isn't it?
That's really good. They're all really good. The trouble is I go back and smell another one, I think, oh no, that's my favourite. And then I smell another one, and that's my favourite. They're just, the personality comes bursting through.
This is Mon Oasis. Mon Oasis.
Thank you.
$130, 24%. So only just EDP, kind of. Oh, it's a big, chewy, delicious jasmine, isn't it? Like straight away, you could bite. You could bite that.
Totally.
Oh, that's really good, actually, isn't it? And some.
I keep thinking I don't like jasmine, and then every time I smell it, I actually do. It's crazy.
But the sweetness of the jasmine is matched by kind of bitter zestiness of yuzu.
And I'm getting a nice bright honey, not sort of too sickly or cloying.
Well, I think that's just the kind of sweetness, the sweet chewiness of the jasmine is giving you that kind of honey feel. It feels already quite indolic.
Sharp though. There's like I'm getting.
It could be like the sharpness of yuzu as well.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Oh, you can really bite. It's so vivid, and it's so. Again, there's no rough edges, are there?
No, it's straight into a beautiful, round, pristine presentation every time.
This is really, it's really kind of photorealistic.
Yeah.
And then I found, I don't know if it was just a slight indolic nature. This really went quite musky, I felt. You might not get it. Now I'm going to say something which is going to surprise you. I think it will surprise you. It surprised me. So he describes this as a lavender fragrance for his wife who likes lavender.
Okay.
It's not an obviously lavendery fragrance, is it?
I can see it lurking there, but I don't find it a sort of out and out lavender like I would imagine.
I mean, soon I get the pear. You know, we talked about the pear in the other fragrance. I think he uses the same pear accord in here, and eventually we get some peariness. And I get.
But now that you think lavender, my nose is beginning to hone in on it.
But it's certainly not your obvious lavender. For me, it's like a tropical feeling, kind of jasmine, yuzu.
It feels almost like a lavender musky accord somehow, made up of all of those made up of the facets of what lavender does. I have to say, I really, really like it though.
Again,
whatever it is,
it's got that. It just brings a smile. It's very pleasing and happy.
It's got all of that tropical, like bright, delicious.
It's really happy
opening.
It just smells like sunshine.
But with real depth behind it as well. I hate things when you get 5 minutes of beautiful.
It's not
lifted, and then they just
edgy, bright, sickly sweet. It's really got. It's good, isn't it?
And it's got things lurking underneath that you think, oh, you're an interesting character in this plot.
I found
you're going to come back later. And
on skin, towards the middle and the end, it became this quite musk-centric. I thought, not necessarily dirty, filthy, but just slightly jasmine-y, indolic.
Yeah.
Fluffy musk. Fluffy musk, not a dirty
musk. So be careful not to say that too fast. Yeah, I mean, really bursting with personality. Just little hints of dirt creeping in. I do get the lavender thing now, more and more. I wouldn't have necessarily identified it as lavender at first, but identified it. It's just nestling. It's nestling.
Really lovely though.
10 on 10 again.
One more.
What's this one?
This is Makai, 24% X-ray, $110. So this is Makai. Inspired by beach. I think this is inspired by a Hawaiian beach. I can't remember where I read that. Not on the website. I may have made that up, but it's certainly inspired by a beach. I tested this whilst on the beach. But in Norfolk, not Hawaii.
It's almost the same. Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
See, so I get this quite closed green vegetalness. Slightly fruitiness.
Do you know what I'm getting a massive dose of here? Like a Dove body wash that I use.
Right, okay.
Really weird. That's why I had a familiarity moment as well.
There's something.
I don't like it as a perfume, and I find a little hint of manure lurking in there. Do you can you get like a little whiff of manure in a far distant field? It's not strong, but
I get a tiny bit of sick.
there's something. Yeah, there's something not quite right there, isn't there?
Sometimes I don't know if
It's a little bit of
pineapple-y, but you know, like pineapple almost has a whiff of sick.
Yeah. Which is why you should never have it on a pizza, because pizzas are not about sick; they're about love.
And this is when I wondered that this is 24% concentration. So I almost wondered if it would have benefited from being lower concentration. There's just this dense.
Getting manure. I'm really getting a sort of distant, slightly sweet horse shit. I don't mean to denigrate it, because it's one of my favourite smells when I'm down in Cornwall. The smell of manure in the air, but I'm getting hints of some anal funk going on here. Sorry to be blunt.
I didn't.
We tell it like it is here on this channel.
I didn't enjoy wearing this.
No.
There's something weird and closed, and I don't know if the concentration is too high, but
I feel like it would be on the wrong limb.
And on skin, I thought maybe it was going to open up and I was going to get somewhere. I mean, I haven't made really any notes on this at all. the rest of these are my notes I've been making whilst wearing, but I didn't really write anything. I think it's supposed to be a mango accord.
Do you know, already it's kind of disappearing and my nose is shutting off to it. It's very interesting. All of the others that I can keep going back to. This one, there's something just not happening.
I didn't.
No.
Yeah, it's so weird. All of the others I really enjoyed, and this one I was like, absolutely no.
I think that bright opening immediately started to turn sickly in a way that disappointed me.
Yeah, and that's what I found on skin as well. So it's interesting to see you've.
I love the idea of something becoming quite dirty, but it has to be
dirty in a good way.
No, it feels like it's sort of on the turn.
Should we put that to one side?
Yeah.
So let's have another recap. So this is.
That's the only one I've not really liked.
Voile D'encens I really like.
Beautiful, very different.
This and it really did. It lasted. What you're smelling now lasted a really long time.
Yeah.
It's that big, like.
That's really good.
It's got so much like top and bottom.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Slightly homely as well. Like the smell of someone's home cooking that makes that house familiar to them.
The Toma, Zouma.
Yeah, great.
Spice in there actually. It's not actually. It doesn't feel so coffee dominant.
I have to say, I don't think I would wear this, but I would love it. I would love it on someone else. Like I don't think I would wear a cardamom coffee because it's something I'd prefer to drink. And when I smell it on someone else, I would love it. But for some reason on me, it's I don't know.
Just nice as a pick me up.
Yeah, I consider that a work of olfactive art in a bottle. Not all perfumes you have to wear to enjoy. That's another thing, I think.
Nectar Boisé.
Yeah, really like that.
Kind of fruity woodiness.
Could wear that all day. I love that.
Murmure Chypré. Do you know? Now when I come back to it, I've just gone back to that modern rubber leather.
It feels a little bit like it just needs some other friends to play with.
I feel whatever. I think it's if it's suede or safraline or isobutylquinone.
Can I play a trick? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Can I play a trick on you here?
Sure.
Have a smell of that and see if you get any hint of something in the modern Mitsuko. Because my bottle has a weird rubbery, leathery thing going on.
Really?
Like that.
I haven't smelt modern Mitsuko for a while. I tend to. All mine are old.
I get a weird hint of something about Mitsuko here. I don't know why. That's really, really weird. I wish I had it here. We could have done a sort of comparison.
To me, it really feels leather more than a Chypré.
That's going to really bug me now. I'm gonna.
Let me get the right. So this Sérénade. It's interesting. This kind of cherry. I wonder if it is this. I can't remember the fruit.
Yeah.
What was it? It was this rue cuda that he mentions. This slightly sharp, rosy cherry thing. It is quite dominant. And I found, that did last on skin. Sérénade is good though, isn't it?
Which one is Sérénade?
Sérénade's the boozy one.
The penultimate one. What's the one we just smelled with the
Anti-penultimate
Rucuda thing?
That was Moments.
Moments. Sérénade.
No, I lie. Sérénade is the Rucuda, Moments is the boozy.
This is Moments.
Yes.
Yeah, I love this. This is absolutely by a country mile my favourite of these so far.
Oh, really? Mon Oasis, I really like it.
They're all great, maybe apart from the sick bum.
Mon Oasis, I really like that a lot.
They're all fantastic. I mean, I have to say, I think even the one that I don't like is really interesting and different.
So, oh God. So, but which is your favourite? You had to pick one.
Moments, definitely.
Really interesting.
Moments is the one the fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Moments. I really liked Mon Oasis. I also liked what's the Boisé one? Nectar Boisé.
Oh yeah,
But I think it's Voile D'encens. I can really see myself wearing that.
Yeah.
I think the fact that we're struggling to pick a favourite is a good sign.
No, for me, Moments definitely. I love it. I really love them all. But that one just does something to me. It makes me happy. It brings a smile to my face. Well, I don't really smile much, but it brings a smile to my heart and brain.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really, really good.
But they're bags of personality.
Yeah.
Really well put together. You know, with maybe one exception. There are kind of no rough edges.
I'm going to smell it again, though. Are you getting like some blue cheese coming through there?
I don't know, I
think it's too jarring. The stuff that's in the background doesn't work with what's in the foreground.
Yeah,
it's like two paintings or cut and shut car.
Maybe it would have worked at a lower concentration to become more diffusive, but whatever there, I think is kind of like...
It's too dense, it's like a block of stuff.
Anyway,
like a fatberg.
There's an awful lot to love, and it's been...
Wow.
You know, for its kind of first lot of releases, 2019, so a couple of years old.
Yeah, fantastic.
Doing some really, really great things.
Mr. Oz.
Yeah.
Mr. Oz. Check him out.
Yeah.
I'll keep looking out for what he does next, really.
Yeah.
What a showing for a few years of work.
Good. Reasonably priced, sensibly priced.
Really.
Lovely bottles.
X-ray as well, not...
Yeah. And then mostly, some of them are EDP.
Oh, okay, fine. But yeah, perfectly reasonable price.
Well, I got, good performance. A few of them very good. Especially Voile D'encens. I got really good performance. Lovely stuff. It's been great to explore. If you try them, let us know what your favourites are.
Yeah.
But until next time.
Bye.
Happy sniffing.